Jay show fake twins on their tour and a lot more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
Ready?
I see you, Chrystee. You give them the lip sync too. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Lives this week. We got a full panel today. Full panel. We have a church up in here today. Hallelujah. We got a sermon. All right. We got a special guest today. We have, let's start off to my left, actress Miss Chrystee Pharris next to me.
Thank you.
Looking beautiful.
Welcome.
Oh.
That's right. Black Hollywood Live in the house.
Yes. Y'all know his face. Darius McCrae is in the house. With
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's
the
a pleasure to
beautiful
be
Courtney
here.
Stewart.
Hey, I'm here every week, but you cut him off. But go on.
No. I was just about to say, it's so good to be around my people. Peace to my people.
I thought he was about to give a sermon, so I had to save it for the show. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to save it for the show.
Yeah.
Glory to God. Praise Jesus.
Welcome back to that.
All right, also joining us today is, you know them from MTV's Wallin' Out, Nick Joseph and Dan Rue in the house with us.
Baby, we live.
I'm telling
Look at
you,
him.
we
Look
could
at
start a
him.
church
I know.
with everybody today.
I mean, we got a whole congregation up in here.
I'm saying, we got a lot of topics, we got a lot of things going on today, but we happy to have y'all here today with us.
We're glad to be here, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Glad to have
Rocking that T-shirt, I see you. That's cool.
Well, yeah, I had to come with a little Brolin, a little Dan on there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Y'all not gonna forget to give me mine, right? No, we got it's in the car. We got
We got one for everybody, right?
Everybody get one.
Everybody.
You get a shirt. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. Everybody get a shirt.
Everybody get a shirt. All right, Courtney, I know you got some topics for us.
All right, so we're going to get serious a little bit for a minute just because we've been following all the things that have been happening in the schools with the school shootings and everything that's been crazy, and nobody's really come up with any solutions. But we found out this week that one school a parent decided that he might have a solution. So his daughter, this Unequal Technologies company, donated ballistic shields to 8th graders who were graduating from St. Cornelius Catholic School in Chadsford, Pennsylvania. And the ballistic shields are for students to take with them to high school to help protect them in the event of an awful school shooting. And the shields are very kid-friendly, and they slide into the kids' backpacks.
Like a superhero?
I mean, maybe a little bit.
That's what we telling the kids now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Before they go to school?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Sounds expensive. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, because the schools today just resemble prisons so much when you look at them, the halls, they teach you to sit in a little designated area.
This is true.
They teach you to react to when the bell sounds. That's when you have freedom. I mean,
it's not a surprise that there's a school to prison pipeline going on in this country. But regardless, there's a parent that thought that, this might be a good idea. He gave it to the 8th graders graduating with his daughter, the CEO of the company.
Mighty white of him.
Yes, it was. His name is Robert Vito. His daughter is an 8th grader at the school. And basically, the shield goes in their backpacks, and it makes their backpack slightly bulletproof. So it can take handgun fire, but it will not necessarily.
But is it made out of vibranium, though?
No, man.
Okay,
no.
that ain't doing shit. What kind of backpack is that?
But here's the thing.
At the end of the day, I mean, the reality is, I would rather my kid have something like that and not get shot and have, if it's going to protect him, then.
Well, the one thing about them is that they don't really protect against gunfire from AR-15s, which are the typical weapon used.
Bulletproof vests don't save your lives. Really?
Why not just put your kid in a better school that don't have...
Or how about homeschool?
Well, now it's happening.
What's a better school these days?
All right, you can send it to like a Baptist school, because they don't got...
They got shot up in the church. Okay.
Dylan walked into the church and let everybody have it.
Now, if it's for church, then we can have shield Bibles.
No, you have to protect people. Shield Bibles and offering.
Right, that's for churches.
Offering.
We talking for
That's
school.
the next creation.
Tithes are going to be up to 20% for that
9 times out of 10, they're going to probably walk in.
Tithes are going to be 20%
Exactly.
for the bullet.
But I'm saying, why don't we go back to the days of when parents were actually involved more and we took care of our kids? So like today,
because
it blows my mind.
Everybody's got to work 2 jobs in order to make a living.
And that's true, but everybody's. We could designate a member in the family. You have aunties, you have grandmothers.
I don't have any aunties or anything living here. I'm on my own out here in Los Angeles trying to make
a lot of people.
That's what the
A
serpent
lot of
come in
people
at.
feel that way, but I mean, but I'm saying, that part. I'm saying, I don't understand or subscribe to this whole mentality of drop your kid off to daycare, 24-hour daycare, run around and do what you want to. That's not parenting. You know, I mean, it's just like, I believe that just like when you have your child come home, school doesn't stop when you drop your child off at school, or because you pick them up, school doesn't stop. They should be learning 24/7. So, I mean, I think that if we were to take a bit more responsibility as far as our parenting duties were concerned, it would X and ixnay a lot of
It's easy for you to say when you live in Hollywood and you making Hollywood money, but a lot of people aren't necessarily making that, and they need two parents to work 2 full jobs, and they don't have the opportunity to spend that time. Now, don't get me wrong, I am in agreement, because that's why I'm all jacked up now, because my family went home, I raised myself.
Well, you did pretty good, though.
Well, I appreciate it, but I know I got some issues.
We all got issues.
We all do. Everybody's got issues.
Nobody's perfect.
And you have done an amazing job at navigating your career and handling your business, you know, and keeping your self-respect as a woman out here. I mean, in this game, you know, so everybody doesn't get jacked up that comes to Hollywood. I mean, I'm saying this because I'm a product of a homeschooling. And I mean, I opted out of college, actually, because I've worked so much and I've been working. And I was like, people go to college to figure out what they want to do. It's pretty obvious by the time I was 9 years old, 10 years old, it was I knew what I was going to do. I mean, in 1986, I was starring in my first major motion picture. But back to what we're saying about parenting, I just think that if parents were to take a bit more assertive attitude as far as parenting, I mean, like, for instance, I have a nephew who, if there's not Wi-Fi in a place where we go, he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's most kids.
But that's a problem. And that's what I'm saying about us connecting.
I mean, that's technology, as the ages go on, it's a different era.
Right, it's a different era.
They didn't have that back then.
Exactly.
We need a superhero. We need a superhero involved. If you have a superhero involved,
that's true.
Then most kids will pay attention to everything you're saying.
In a situation like that, as you were saying, me and Nick, it's kind of like our job, so we've got to have Wi-Fi. You know, to always be on our Instagram, social media, depending on what we're doing. But talking about the school, I know how you brought up that schools are like a prison now. Now, put it this way: if they really want to make a big deal about, why don't the states in every state just get the schools? Yeah, how many guns you see on planes? None.
Exactly.
TSA.
Exactly.
I mean, why don't they have something like that for schools? I mean,
like,
precaution.
Well, I think it's the cost. It's the cost included in that. A lot of these schools can't afford that.
True.
So that's
but,
the issue.
I mean, the state should be helping out.
Yeah, and also too, though, then you have to be careful of the people who have control of the guns, because I mean, you have seen where some of the security
terrorists,
where they are targeting the black kids.
You know, TSA doesn't have guns.
No, you talking. I'm sorry, you were talking about in the school about having people
if they had it in the school.
If they had it in the school, like I've seen some of the. I remember even growing up when we were in school, it was like y'all break it up. Now you got a whole bunch of white kids over here, but when the black kids got to y'all break it up, like we couldn't congregate together. I mean, it was insane. I'm like, we ain't doing anything but standing out here. But so yeah, you could have that, but then you got to make sure that you got the right people in charge, because they.
Right.
I mean, I've seen some securities that have 2 people fighting, and then the white kid was the one that started, and next thing you know, the black kid is the one that's
in trouble.
Yeah.
But
relatable.
At the end of the day, like you say, it's parenting.
I just want to say something. Can I just say something real quick? I just realized that I need some deodorant, so I just thought I'd just say that out here.
Let me see.
So it really only concerns me.
It only concerns is the problem for Derrial in the corner.
In the end, we were in a small room. I smelled a little buzz.
Is that what it is?
No, it smells fresh.
Girl, stop trying to take credit for I'll sprinkle a little water underneath your armpits.
It's all good.
No, but I think parenting is really important. It is.
Exactly. Parenting is obviously important, and that's a long-term solution.
How many school shootings were recorded in the 90s? I'm just asking.
Well, it was the start of them in Columbine.
Let's talk about other countries.
Was that 98?
Let's talk about other countries where they're allowed to properly discipline their children, first off. In other countries.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to get no more swats, because I got a swat once when I was a kid, and let me tell you something, and then they realized that I wasn't the one who did it, so then they had to apologize, and I'm like, no, I have been scarred for life. To this day, I don't want nobody hitting me on my ass.
A lot of parents don't want to. At the end of the day, it's a personal choice. I think if I had a kid, I'd want them to have some type of extra protection. You want them to have the shield?
Yeah. You want them to have the shield?
I remember those days. You get that call from school. Your mom was like, the school called. You know what time it is. Come meet me in the back.
Right?
But kids ain't scared scared of that no more.
Right.
So, well, that being said, those shields are $150 each, so we can afford books. Nope. In schools, we can't afford anything to take
Jordans.
care of. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. If more
Jordans,
schools can get them.
Do I love my feet or do I love my life? Which one is it?
I thought they said a telephone book can withstand a bullet.
Right?
I
true?
mean, possibly,
Hey.
but not from maybe an AR-15.
Yeah, I'm
Same
thinking.
thing.
I'm thinking
Different
Not
power.
much you can do against
Not
it.
much you
Neither can the $150
Yeah,
plate.
give them a backpack and hope for the best.
Yes.
apparently.
That's terrible, bro.
That's really sad. But we're going to talk about something that's not so sad, and that's Mr. Jamie Foxx. We've been talking about all these reboots that came back and that are coming back and that are possibly coming back, and Jamie Foxx is on another one. He is going to be starring in Spawn, which was a comic book that was very popular in the 90s, and they did a film in the late 90s with Michael J. White.
Yeah.
And
That's a good movie.
so Jamie Foxx is coming back and taking on that role again, and we'll see what they come up with. They've actually partnered with Blumhouse Productions and want to do it for a smaller budget.
That's fire.
Smart.
And do
Smart.
it small budget. He wants to be a little bit darker and a little bit more intense in terms of the production of it.
As he
So
should. He's an Oscar winner.
And
Let's not forget
there's
that.
first-time director Todd McFarlane, who actually wrote the comics, and he's going to be directing for the first time.
That's gonna
Wow.
be interesting.
It's going to be an interesting
And he said he wanted to
little
create a
turnout.
new story, right? He wants to do a new kind of perspective on it.
Well, I think he was focusing on how artistically he wanted to do
Okay,
it, and he
gotcha.
wanted it to be a different sort of take than what the 90s film was
You know,
about.
Darius,
wanna-
you kind of look like Spawn. You could have played that
you could have
part.
did that.
Yeah, man. You know, I got to talk to
called you,
my
didn't they?
agent about, because Luke Cage. You know,
Luke Cage too. You
would've
look
been,
like Luke Cage too.
Yeah, there might be a superhero in my
all
future
superheroes.
somewhere.
Hey,
I
I
like
was
to
just-
kick ass and take names.
Well, they want to make Spawn into a series, hopefully.
hey.
So there might be a few more
You could be
installments that
Luke
you could
Spawn.
get
I'm
up
good for
on.
it.
Yeah.
I'm right for it.
Meeting,
You could be Luke Spawn. You could be both of them
I
together.
like that.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to talk about that. Let's talk to the producers of Wild 'N Out.
Too many characters.
We'll talk to Nick.
You guys
about
be
that.
in the show as
Let's go
well.
shoot it first,
I
then
It's
sell
agree
it.
with
so
that.
Wild 'N
Deals
Out.
are being made right
Okay,
now.
so
know,
I
Bill's
just want to
been
say,
made.
I remember meeting Jamie Foxx when I first moved to LA, like long time ago. And I remember the first time I met him, he was kind of a little bit of a jerk because he was like that, oh, you think you wanted them good girls kind of thing.
Did he hit you with the Brady Bunch?
No. But later, I ended up running into him just because it was a one-on-one, and we ended up talking for 2 hours. And I was like, wow, this man is brilliant. Like,
really
he's
is.
such
He's
a
a great
nice
dude.
guy
No, he really is.
when we were one-on-one. And I remember thinking, he is going to blow up. And then, of course, when he won the Oscar, I wasn't surprised. So him doing this movie, I really feel like that it really can be successful because
Absolutely.
he really is a talented MF.
He really
and
is.
I can't wait to
Well,
see
come
what
on,
he's gonna do.
it's steaming Willie Beeman. Let's first off, let's not forget
His
that.
name is Willie. His
Yeah,
name Beeman.
Come on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the man, he took his team to a championship. I mean, let's not forget what he did.
Right.
For the squad and Oliver Stone's Any Given Sunday. And
sure.
I had a conversation with Jamie after that movie came out, and I actually told him, you're going to win an Oscar, right? I didn't know it was going to be for Ray, but I told him, I said, you're going to win an Oscar. We were talking about, because, Family Matters used to actually film right next door to the Jamie Foxx show. I mean, Jamie, he can do whatever he sets his mind to. He is so
he
brilliant.
really
He's
is.
so brilliant.
I just hope they don't
And
try
he's
to
an Oscar
compare
winner.
it. I just hope they don't try to compare it to, Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Well, they'll
Well,
do that.
don't
Just
compare
like
it,
they,
but
will.
they always compare.
the more we have, the
The better it
Better
is.
it
And I
is.
just hope Michael J. White gets an appearance in the
Wakanda
movie.
forever.
A little something, you think?
little cameo.
But do you think he would want
Want
a
to?
cameo?
Absolutely
I think he would. I feel like he
So
would.
he's the original. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah, but it's like Stan Lee popping up in things.
Well, that's because he owned all
Well,
that.
that's true. You're right about that. You're right.
Let me ask you
That's
this.
good.
How do you think Jack Nicholson would have felt about popping up in Batman when Heath Ledger was playing?
I don't think he would have did.
And I'm gonna tell you this: Batman wouldn't have been what it is now, in my opinion, without Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. I mean,
Absolutely.
Jack Nicholson
That's still
took
my
that. He's still my
Love it.
favorite Joker. However, you got to remember, Jamie is so brilliant as an actor. The man is an Oscar winner. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to anything that Jamie does.
Go
He's my
ahead,
soul
Jamie.
brother.
Go
from
ahead,
another
Jamie, and
mother.
shout out to Todd because he's directing,
Shout out.
but he's made it very clear that he wants as much input from Jamie as
Go ahead,
possible.
Todd.
So
Smart
I think
boy.
it's going to be.
Stand your ground, stand your
Wow.
ground, director. Because if you don't know what you're doing or saying, we will run all over you. So make sure you got a plan.
Jamie knows protocol.
Yeah.
I think that he'll always want to do what's best for the project. You know?
Yes.
But if a director doesn't have his ground and doesn't set a
That's
tone
your
and
ass,
does
Mr.
not
Postman.
show that he knows what he's doing, everybody on the set, the DP, everybody will start to tell you how you should do your job, and it should look like this, and we should do this, and why are we doing this angle? You should be. So I'm saying, set the tone, director.
That's
Don't
true.
let nobody tell you what to do. You better have a plan.
He will have a plan, we hope,
There
because
you
we
go.
want it to be great.
Hello.
And while we're waiting on that, we can check out Jamie making us laugh at the BET Awards at the end of the
Jamie's
month. So
hilarious.
make sure y'all check that out.
All right, BET.
All right. Speaking of,
is that still black entertainment television?
yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not.
Right.
yeah.
Baptist.
Baptist entertainment.
All the blacks are back.
The Lord, yes. I want to do
Oh
it
my
to
God.
I was just kidding, guys. Don't,
We're joking. It's
Don't
all
cancel my
jokes.
ticket.
They like
Take
giving you your ticket away, right?
They're like,
Don't
no,
give my
you're not
tickets away.
going. You're out. You're
Your
out.
tickets,
Please,
see what
what
it is
House of
saying right
Fanatic
now.
still
All
airs in this
right.
time slot. I was just joking.
Jamie Foxx gonna come out with the piano, and we're bringing out ties. Offerings.
All right, well, keeping us laughing, and obviously they're keeping us laughing in the studio, but Nick and Dan also keep us laughing on Wild 'N Out, and we want to let y'all check out a little snippet real quick from Wild 'N Out.
By the name of Dan Rue, social media king, but he don't talk. My God, it's a hell of a team over there. Y'all give it up
And
for the
I think we got
talented
another
Black
clip, too.
Squad.
Did it freeze?
Did it freeze?
Oh, no,
What
they went
happened?
back.
Oh, he loading
The
his
Wi-Fi, baby, Lord, we need Wi-Fi.
Definitely Wi-Fi.
Oh, you millennials.
We're trying to get it.
You
It's
millennials.
still streaming on the thing, but we can't hear
I
it.
think we got the second clip.
You know what's
right after
crazy?
that.
He said that Dan doesn't talk. We never said he couldn't talk.
The more you know.
Welcome back to Wild 'N Out. We're doing it for a whole hour for y'all because the cast of All That is in the building. Boy, Beth Denberg, Josh Server,
Now, how did you guys get a part of Wild 'N Out? Like, how did you get the introduction?
Nick reached out to us like last year, and we missed our opportunity. So we reached out to him this year, and we kind of caught the opportunity when he was looking for people. So it was like we looked for each other at the same time,
Yeah.
and then we just linked up. Cause we actually met him at a party in Houston
Yeah.
for Trade the Truth. He got
Trade
a
the
day
Truth,
called
yeah.
Trade Day, and he brings all the celebrities out. They just come down and they'll do events for the kids and everything. And he got all of us a booking at the club so we all can make some type of money. And then Dan was dancing, I was commentating on the mic, and Nick was like, man, I gotta get y'all on the show. We was like, we've been trying to get on the show. And then that's when we linked him up with our manager and our PR, and then after that it was magic.
And then you were telling Darius that there's a workshop that you have to go to. Is that after you've been accepted on the show, or
Nah,
that's
nah.
just to even try and
That's an audition.
for the show?
It's an audition.
You gotta be funny.
I've been trying to get on the show. Well, I have other skills aside from being funny. I mean, I can be funny.
Facts.
But I have other skills that probably would put me at the top of the list for such a show.
We could hit up Nick and see if we can do a Family Matters segment.
I'm not
that
going to do
would be-
anything with Eddie Winslow. Eddie Winslow and I are beefing right now.
Oh, I
You
forgot
think that
y'all.
Pusha
That's
T
right.
and Drake got something going on? You
But that
got
beef is
beef
over
right
now.
Oh, do the diss track on Wild 'N Out.
Eddie and I, it ain't gonna be
What
pretty.
about
Do the
Connor
freestyle.
and Deandra?
Connor and Deandra,
Which is our characters
we're
on
working things out.
Monogamy, yeah.
But that would be great for us to go on Wild 'N Out as a married couple. We need all the therapy that we can get.
You can actually
I
go
didn't
as
mean that like
Luke
that, honey.
Spawn. You can go as Luke Spawn.
Luke Spawn.
Another option.
Yes.
Keep it moving.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, there's a lot of improv with the show.
With my
Did
leading
you
lady.
have a lot of fear at all of
Getting into that?
crowd, and because they're vicious,
Yeah,
either they
that
like
crowd
you or
is
they
vicious.
don't. They're
That's-
almost like the Apollo.
They'll look at you and not laugh at you.
You know what I
They
mean?
beyond, they beyond Apollo, right?
Yeah, it's
They
way beyond that.
unapologetic.
They'll look at you and just be like, okay, next joke, next person. But that's what the workshop's for, though, so that you can like see how to play the games and then know how to like attack it. Because when you get your topic, you gotta be like that.
Quick.
You gotta know it.
Like that.
Nice.
You gotta be on your toes. You gotta be ready because it's like being on 4th and inches in a football game.
Yeah.
And you
Pressure's
know,
on.
You know that you have to get the first down in order to win. You got
People
it.
don't realize how improv and being funny is like
It's tough.
It is, and you got to be able to on your feet, and you got to know your audience because every audience is different.
Every audience.
Yeah.
You have to also be unapologetic. You got to really not care.
Yeah.
Not this time of day.
You have to go in there winging it. You
gotta wing it.
If they don't like it, oh well. They're gonna start to love it down the line because they're gonna start to see your character.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think whatever capacity you work in entertainment, you should do some type of improv, whether it's hosting, acting, comedy, whatever. You always got to keep that.
I did it for my last marriage, and I vowed that I would stay away from improv.
Question:
Oh, wow.
Is porn improv?
I mean, I would say that that's sort of a slight type of improv.
Wait, is porn?
It is.
Because you have to be able to be comfortable.
Porn is improv.
You have to be able to have improv. I would guess so.
All right, guys, you got one shot at this. You got one shot.
Especially for the ladies.
Yeah, but you also have to remember, because like when we do our love scene, we didn't do.
Oh no, you did the love scene with the other guy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
She cheated on him.
She cheated on me. She did.
It was a.
It's out there now. It's out there now.
Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
I didn't. I was good.
No black man ever cheats.
I didn't say. I didn't say.
You right on, brother. No black man never cheats.
I need to get out of here. It's about to
I didn't say I
strike.
didn't want to, but I didn't. I didn't follow through with
wanted
that.
to, though.
You and
I
him.
think you went. I think you did some other stuff.
No.
But anyway, let me just talk about this. When you do those love scenes, although it is improv to a certain degree, but there are some technical stuff. Like sometimes you hear the director go, "Wait, stop, stay right there. Okay, tilt your head. Okay, and then come up, and then you like this, and you trying to get that little angle, and then
it
you're
can
like,
get a bit involved.
So it is a little tricky sometimes.
And then sometimes for us, we have to use our mind over matter because you don't want to offend, especially now in this climate nowadays with pound me too. You don't want to.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That is definitely hard.
It's a challenge.
Unintended.
You would have to nip and tuck to the back.
That's why I stick to Christian porn.
Yeah.
And what's next for you two?
What's next? Me and Dan, we appreciate being on everybody else's show and being a part of their
Black
project.
Hollywood Live.
But we want to do our own stuff, so we want to
Okay.
just go ahead and just start shooting it, and then make it great, make it wonderful, and just go ahead and get on that wonderful path to success.
Okay.
So you guys
already on that.
were friends for a long time and was working together, or did y'all get discovered at that particular thing and then?
Oh, you're talking about as far as.
Oh, I found Dan in the alley.
What was he doing?
Did he have a beard then? Or
I'm like, what was he doing in the alley?
Nah, me and Dan met in college, man. I was hosting clubs and he was just going to every club dancing. He loved to dance.
So he's a better dancer than you?
Yeah.
Because I know that
By
you
a
got
lot.
skills.
Okay.
And we were going to ask you to do a little, little sample.
I definitely want
On
to
our way out, we got to get something.
The
for
little,
real.
like a 5 second.
Turn up.
Right now?
We'll give you a beat. You want a beat?
I mean, what's up, man?
Yeah,
All right, give me a little
You
beat.
have
What's
some.
your
I gotta take these
Anthony.
headphones off.
Yeah, you gotta take them off.
I got you. Come on.
We're going to angle you right here in front of the camera.
And I'm gonna hype you up, brother.
Okay, what's up,
Ask
man?
what kind of song?
What kind of song you want?
What are you, hip-hop?
You little hip-hop?
Play the new song about Tyga, Taste.
Tiger Taste.
Tiger Taste.
Tiger
All right, we're going to
Taste
set that
is
up
coming
and let
right
you
up.
get a little
Yeah.
taste of your dance skills.
All right.
Gonna get a little
me how to
taste.
dance.
I like how you
I know, right?
improvly said that.
You like that?
Teach me
I
how
have
to
had an
teach
improv,
me
but
But I was
I need another
improving
one.
to hope he would improv off of what I was improving.
Maybe I should go wild now with all of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
That's some
Now
improv
that
for
Will
that
be
ass.
entertaining. All right, we got it.
We got. Oh wait,
Oh,
you
but you're
can't
not gonna hear it when you take it off. You're gonna have to hold
Well, you're going to have to hold it, man.
Hold
You
up.
can improv.
On the pimp gang with my pinky ring.
You can hear
Can you
it.
hear it?
Just-
No, you gonna see us go. We got you. Look, there you go.
There you go.
What you doing, Bill?
That's your camera right there.
Can't even pronounce the name.
What you doing, Dan? What you doing, man?
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Turn up.
What is it doing?
There got skills. There got skills.
That's a nasty slip.
There got skills.
Got
We see
skills.
what
I got a
you're
little
doing.
1, 2 of me, little brother.
See what you're working with?
I'm too thick for that. I start sweating the first time.
The only Caucasian you'll ever see that can dance. What a go.
Okay, so Wild 'N Out premieres June 18th.
Facts.
Right? All right, so everybody got to check you guys out.
Season 11.
Season 11. You'll see more of his dancing and more of his rapping and all that kind of
All
stuff.
the jokes.
The season's so fire that we already got approved for season 12.
Oh, wow.
Hallelujah.
Congratulations. Checks.
Yes, checks,
baby.
checks. Yes.
I love it.
Love it. Congratulations.
Ain't nothing
fellas.
wrong with having a child. Because we
That's
all
right.
know them little checks be coming in and out.
We like
Yes.
checks. All right, we're going to move on to our ER Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Speaking of checks, Kim K is in the news again this week because of the fact that everybody knows that she met with Donald Trump about a couple weeks ago to pardon Alice Johnson. Well, she actually got it.
She got it done.
She got it done.
She got it done.
Phenomenal.
I don't know
The power of the booty.
The power of the booty. What they say, Rump meets with Trump? Is that what the headlines were? People were really upset about
Kim
that.
Lewinsky.
So if you guys don't know the story about Alice Johnson, she's a black woman who was sentenced in 1996 to life in prison without the possibility of parole for a first-time drug offense.
She didn't kill nobody.
She didn't kill anybody. And Kim has been a very much advocate of trying to get Alice pardoned. In fact, she included funding lawyers to help with this situation and also pushing for prison reform. It just came out that she got it done. Did you guys think that she would actually get it done?
I mean, here's my thing. Although she is a person that is all about, listen, we all do it for the gram, right? I mean, we do things, we all have to, and on top of it, we have to do it. Like it's mandatory because we're not getting hired if our Instagram numbers are not hot and up or Twitter and so forth. So that doesn't mean that she's not an intelligent person because if she wasn't, she wouldn't be as rich as she is. Now, on the flip side of it, I commend her for taking a stand and using what she has. I volunteered for a couple of years, 2 years in the prisons here in Corona for the women's prison, and I was able to help. Not on that level, but I did help a lady get out who should not have been in jail, and she got life in prison for something stupid. You know, so the system is corrupt. We all know that it's
extremely all the way around.
I mean, it's just
especially when
horrible.
it pertains to us.
For
I mean, this is not our system. Hell, this is not our industry.
What kind of system is it?
That's a good question.
It's a money system where they can make money, and it's nothing but another form of slavery. It was, I mean, really, it's just free. It's free labor. We all know that that's what it is. And I mean, when you think about these judges, that's why I really hope that people got out and voted
on Tuesday,
because it's so important that the judges that are there, we gotta start ruling some of these, getting some of these people out and getting the right people in because they're
might not be able to control who's in the White House, but we can definitely control who sits on some of these benches.
That is definitely the case. And go ahead.
I definitely commend Kim. Regardless, standing up for women. I think women are the most beautiful thing on earth. So that's a wonderful thing she did.
Yes, it is.
I know whoever you dating, they must love you. I was like,
I'm staying.
Say that again.
He'll be giving his social media
at the end of the show, y'all. Anybody want to talk to him?
Somebody would say something like that, you know what I mean? You might want to go on
for sure.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of people were having problems with this because of the fact that they feel like Kim K is a celebrity, and also I think Sylvester Stallone has something to do with someone else being,
the boxer, or whatever.
They said that why is it that the celebrities are the ones who are making notice of this, but yet the DOG's acting pardon attorney has not done a lot as far as like getting these things pardoned.
Let's be honest. It's about money. It's about money when it comes to lawyers. Lawyers may have the opportunity to make a move, but if it's going to hurt their pockets, your lawyer will actually turn on you to extend or lengthen a case. Yeah. There are countless cases that could have ended, or a lawyer could have done something in their favor, and the lawyer does what's best for them.
Yeah. I mean, bureaucracy is a bitch. It's a lot of red tape and a lot of money that goes into having to make all those layers happen. I will say, just because we got a lot, because we talked about it last week, and a lot of fans commented under YouTube, and we're upset because our guest last week was not a fan of Kim Kardashian at all, and all of that.
I'm a fan of Kim K.
But the point still remains, like, yes, she got this done, but our goal, ideally, we hope that she's not just doing this in this moment, and that she's making maybe she's making a broader effort, since she has gotten noticed. If she doesn't, I'm not saying she has to. What I'm saying is that she has shown that she has some power, and in an ideal situation, to be able to use that power on a broader scale, because she is in that position, would be amazing. Obviously, she don't have to. She can go home and go to sleep and be fine and never do anything else again. But maybe she helped one person and she's good and never wants to do anything again. That's fine. But I personally
don't want to do something again.
that she can keep moving and keep going forward, and maybe she's inspired by being able to get that one person out and to make it a broader effort. Because bottom line is, Jeff Sessions rolled back stuff that Obama put in place to start making reforms in prisons. The Department of Justice does not have our best interests at heart at all. Yeah. So it looks like it was like Trump being like, "Oh, you cute, I like you, I'll go ahead and do that." But that's all I'm gonna do.
And you Kanye's wife.
Exactly. So, but the rest of policy isn't changing because this one person got out of jail. So I'm very happy that Alice is out. I hope for the best for her family and all of that. But I also hope that maybe Kim is even more inspired to do even bigger things in the
That's
justice
also
system.
In addition, if
What
I
were you
could
going to say?
go ahead.
Inspiration. I hope that doesn't not only her but other people.
Yeah, other people too,
You know,
for
exactly.
sure.
Hope to open
That
their
have
eyes.
pull.
And
But we know
remember
people
that
we have power.
This country really doesn't have royal blood. There is no king and queen. There is no prince. We don't have royal weddings. So the closest thing to royalty or royal blood in this country is celebrity.
That's true.
So you have to look at that, you know, and that's why we do wear a serious burden when you step into those shoes of celebrity. That you are responsible for the way that you conduct yourself, whether you want to be a role model or not.
I have a question.
Yes.
This
love.
brings up what you all are saying. I'm curious to know, okay, so we have Kim Kardashian, which a lot of people don't like because of however she got her, stardom. But here she is doing, and there's other things that she's doing as well that's on the DL that she's doing to help the world and people. But then you have people, and I love MJ, I love Michael Jordan, but we all know that Michael Jordan was not the dude that was going to be political in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So do we look at him and still put him on this pedestal and still knock her down, although she's the one
they
that's still
killed
making
Michael
a difference?
Jordan's daddy. Leave Michael alone. He's psychologically damaged for life.
Well, he was already like that prior to the daddy.
But that
He was
damage.
already like
But
that
there were
prior
some
to
other
daddy.
things that took place too. And coming from for professional sports, babe, that's a whole nother
But
conversation.
that's not, okay, but I'm just saying
they-
that I'm not down in what his choice is because it is hard. There were some things that I had to shut my mouth on because they were like, we not dealing with that. On one of the TV shows I was on, you gonna sit your little black behind down and we not dealing with this. Right. And that's what I did to keep my job. Yeah. So I'm not down in Michael Jordan. All I'm saying is, are we still going to knock her down for doing something that's political, and yet we still keep him on a high pedestal? It's just a question to think about.
I feel like Michael Jordan has gotten criticism for not doing nearly what he could be doing over the years. I also think he came from a different era. We're in a different time. Yeah. I think that he made his decision that he was not going to do anything political and he was going to be in this lane. Kim has now placed herself almost saying like, I'm interested in this and maybe there's something I can do. So that, I think, opens the door for people to be at least like, well, hey, would you be interested in doing more?
Right.
So,
She's not black.
The only thing I'm going to say is, although, right, the only thing that I am going to say that Michael Jordan was in a different time era, but there was still men and people who were doing that, who were
absolutely. And I completely agree.
But I also think she's going to be criticized in a different way. She's a reality star turned business mogul. We get.
Who came from a
the
porn
Kardashians
background.
are
Let's keep it
put in
real.
our face every day, where Michael Jordan wasn't in the same way. You know what I mean? And so I think that the perspective of, and how she was put on, but I think the perspective of comparing them is still tough.
Yeah, and we can all do more than we're doing generally in life to be better and to do better.
How old was Jordan? Was that? Do you know? Late 20s?
He was probably like 30s.
I think he was like 30s.
Late 20s, 30s.
I think
he was
30s.
Yeah. Coming from an athlete's perspective or anyone else who grows up in something, like all he knew was basketball his whole life. You know what I'm saying? And I guess his father was like his guidance. Like you said, I lost my dad at 21, so that was, that was tough, you know.
And then when his father was murdered. I mean, shut him down. I'm not putting anything out there that people don't know, or they caught it was obvious, and he was murdered for reasons that had to do with gambling and sports.
It traumatized him.
It traumatized him. So when that happens, something like that happens, you're like, yo, let me shut up and stay in my place. And where do you guys want me to spend my money? Are you going to keep my tennis shoes to keep my legacy alive? I don't have to worry about becoming why this symbol is not the NBA sign because it's a black man and I will never replace Jerry West. Oh, am I going to worry about that? We're going to keep Jordans are cool? Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. My dad, all right, cool.
You never know.
Oh, you want to invest money in prisons? Is that what I need to invest my money in? Okay, well, I'll invest money in prisons too.
Because that is what he did.
Yes, it is what he did.
He did. But you brought up a good point. You brought up royalty, celebrity royalty. So we have Jay-Z and Beyonce who just launched their new tour, On the Run Tour 2 in Wales. They debuted a lot of things apparently during this tour. Not only did they debut an image of what appeared to be Beyonce holding twins, and everyone assumed that this was their twins in the image, and it was not. Beyonce's confirmed that. They also have been rumored to have renewed their vows as well.
That's so beautiful.
So
black in love. They black in love. It shouldn't be on the run. They ain't running no more. She was running and he caught her. It's black in. They should be black in love.
Black in love. That's that should be the title of the tour. Black in love. They run together.
Love. They black in love. They renewed the vow. Look at the king and queen. Go ahead.
Well, obviously, we all love them. They are royalty, and monogamy has been an issue in their relationship. And your new series
monogamy
is
was an issue
very
in
much about
y'all's
monogamy.
relationship.
Craig Ross Jr.'s Monogamy, which you both are starring in. 6 episodes on UMC TV. So, how do you guys feel?
Let me first say this. This woman is just so amazing in this series.
I love to see it's already
It was just
on and off camera.
Girl, he loves you.
She really, because this was a very difficult thing. Craig Ross Jr.'s Monogamy, it's about 4 couples who are having marital difficulties and marital issues, and they seek extreme therapy by couple swapping. And if you like the swap, then you stay where you believe the grass is greener on that side.
Sounds okay.
So, yes, right, doesn't it?
It's also, it actually does bring up some really interesting things. Like, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this project is because it opens up the door of, I'm hoping that it'll help couples, because we think it's green on the other side, right? If we're not in this relationship, if I was with this person, I want to be dealing with this. But then you realize, maybe my relationship really isn't as bad as we think it is.
Chris Brown said the grass ain't greener on the other side. What about that?
Or maybe some of these issues here will make me better in the long run, because I have to work through some of this stuff that I came with, and these issues were placed here to sharpen me or to grow me out of some of these things that I've been involved in before. So it depends on the perspective.
Yeah, and I think our characters really work. Yes.
Does that open up a door for them to do orgies?
You know what? That would be a really good episode, a great season finale.
Cliffhanger.
I like it. Get Craig on the phone. Michelle, get Craig on the phone. I like this.
Who said cliffhanger? Who said cliffhanger?
That's a great question.
Who said cliffhanger?
Monogamy, the orgy.
I did cheat on my husband, Connor. He's Connor. I did cheat, but. What?
I got an issue with that.
Yes.
Nah,
Let's not even talk. That's another episode.
Next time
to
check it
on
out.
Black Hollywood Live.
But that's what. See, you wanted to cheat, and the only reason why he did not cheat is because she said no. But
I made a promise. And that to me, I'm gonna tell you something. I believe that monogamy was and is a beautiful thing. But in the world that we live in today, with social media and so much going on, and us placing so many values on things that really don't matter in the long run, I think that monogamy has a slim to none chance with being a success story in today's world, unless it's properly nurtured. And so my character, although he did want to do it, get down with Sensoray, he did, but he didn't, because he realized that that what they agreed on.
Black men are faithful.
Okay, what we agreed on would strengthen us once we found our way out of the program. Because what happens...
For all of y'all out there who watch the show, y'all all saw it. He's lying to everybody here. The only reason why he didn't have sex with Sensoray was because she said no.
Now she's coming for
I didn't see that part.
Well, hold on. We got a little clip. Let's show the little clip that we have to show for everybody. Tony, you got the clip for us?
The clip of the night.
Oh, okay.
I've done everything in my power, everything I can to make you feel safe and secure, and nothing's good enough. Nothing works.
Amen.
So where does that leave us?
You tell me.
Well, let me start off. Darius, I got to compliment you on the fresh fade that you had in that. Let me get your barber information when we leave the show. Just saying. That fresh fade was on fire, my guy.
Right
there.
You kind of gave me one of them I could do better with myself type of vibes.
Yeah.
Like from Medea, like the way you just looked at I don't know. It's that look you gave her.
Well, we come from two different worlds.
Yeah,
You know, we come
yeah.
from two different. I come from money. My
Right.
parents left me money. My parents have passed, and he
Can't
comes
relate.
from.
Can't relate
you know,
at all.
I come from the streets.
He comes
Right.
from the street.
I'm a former drug dealer.
Relatable.
And so
But you loved
once
each other
again,
once.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes you come into a relationship, and we all come with stuff.
Facts.
You know, and a lot of times people look for someone to complete them. You should step into a situation knowing that either you're not completed, or I'm working on being complete, or I complete myself, so that we can collectively complete this circle.
Right.
And so I think that in Connor and Deandra's relationship, I think that there was concern from her side of him going back to the other side of the tracks. But this brother was really trying to be everything that she wanted him to be, and that she knew that he could be.
But you said something key. You said you don't necessarily believe that monogamy is realistic unless it's very much nurtured. Let's go across the room. Start with Courtney. Do you believe in monogamy?
Why you gotta start with me?
All right.
Do I believe in monogamy? Absolutely.
Do you believe
I
it's
think
realistic?
it takes? I think it's very realistic, but I think it also takes the divine work of Jesus to make it happen.
You got the deep voice.
Glory to
and you said
God.
divine.
I don't think you can do it if you just if you don't believe in Jesus, there's all kind of, I just think there is some divine universe interaction that has to
Assalamu
occur
alaikum.
to keep you on track, because it's real easy to veer all over the place.
Christon.
Me, I do think it's possible, but you do have to work hard. I mean, there's so many things that come into play. I mean, it's one of the things that I did learn from a young age after I went through my divorce, but I heard a pastor say, I heard a pastor say once, he said, I had to marry somebody who was okay with me not being home at dinner time every single night at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because of the lifestyle that he lived. And if your wife or husband has grown up and that's what they expect, well, then you're going to have issues. And where our lifestyle is, we don't have a regular day. Like, 1 minute we work in 16-hour days, and we'll be on set for like 2 or 3 months or so.
Yep.
So you got to have somebody who can understand that, or the people who are always reaching out, talking about how fine you are. Oh my God, I want to do you. You got to have somebody that's secure.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
If you're in a relationship,
know what you get yourself into.
Right, and if you're not, if
Equally
you don't,
yoked.
and if you don't speak that person's love language, then you're gonna have problems. I
Set
really
yourself
believe
up.
in that book, The 5 Love Languages, because when I meet those needs, I've never had a dude that wanted to leave. You know what I mean? But the problem is that you ain't meeting my needs with the love language, and then I'm like, this ain't kind of working.
This is one-sided.
You know what I'm saying? So we got problems.
Well, I'm an equal opportunist, and I speak the lingo.
We're gonna get into that.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
That is another whole show.
That's a different show. That's your stripper show that you want right there.
That's a BHL After Dark.
I do believe in it, because I feel like if your female partner, if she likes females just as much as you like females, it'll be easy.
Glory to God.
Facts. Y'all know what y'all want, because y'all gonna always be with each other. And she's gonna be like, I don't want you with another girl unless I'm with you. And he's gonna be like, well, I don't want you with no other nigga at all.
Thank you, Jesus.
But
Breakthrough.
it'll only work if it's like an agreement, like to where if we doing stuff together, it's not cheating, even if we are married and we having sex with.
So monogamy is really not monogamy.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah. Because you just cut the whole definition of what monogamy was. By the way.
It's the same thing, because like I could be in a relationship with a female, and she could want us to have another partner just in case if we do have like boring sex one time. Babe, let's spice it up. Babe, let's do. All right, well, let's get it.
That's cool. That's just not monogamy.
That's not monogamy. But yes.
That's okay.
All right.
So you got to be married for it to be monogamy?
No, monogamy
No,
is being with
it's just one person for the rest of your life. Forever.
See, look.
It's all good. No, we got you.
But it made
It's
sense.
okay. That's good.
I'm with you.
And that's what works for you.
brother.
At least
Dan,
you
what's
know.
up? What you
Okay.
thinking?
I mean, my stepdad did it, and I promise you, and I know my dad was always with him. He was loyal to my mom. They would always fight, but till death do us part, I mean, my dad was true to his word from the moment he said I do. And he came into my life when I was like 7 years old, and he was with my mom for 16 years, so I respect him as a man. Never look a woman's way. I just remember, always being around my stepdad because we were like best friends.
So that's a yes for you then.
Definitely.
I feel like he is I feel like you could, man. You give me that vibe that you could. Yeah.
I could too.
I gotta find
no, you already messed up your vibe.
You can with 5.
Your vibe is
You stay over in that.
I didn't have nothing coming up.
You just like options.
I had to grow up off the streets.
See?
But the thing is, like she was saying, in like what we do, it's hard because trying to find a woman. I've dated a couple times, and immediately, oh, I see you on girls' pages, and it's like coming from me. You know what I do,
right?
This is Black Hollywood.
You gotta.
I'm not gonna lie.
If you can't trust me, how can we trust each other? You know what I'm saying?
That's where it
And I love the Instagram thoughts.
I can be faithful all I want, you know, but at the end of the day, you don't believe me.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the problem too that a lot of people have.
Hard
is,
finding somebody.
Yeah, it's the problem that people have is if they were cheated on, when they get into the next relationship, they filter through being cheated on. So if that person is 5 minutes late, oh, you must be out cheating.
Oh, right.
If somebody, if a female calls,
It really
you
is.
must be cheating. You must be cheating. And you have to learn how
It's a
not to
recipe for
filter
disaster.
from that thing that has happened to you. If you're, whatever your issues are, you have to learn how not to feel it. Yeah,
Heal yourself before you get in a relationship.
You have to be completed, and you can't look for somebody else, or otherwise you will always be projecting.
Yes.
You know? But you got to remember, though. I mean, and kudos to your stepfather. That's amazing, and I think that we all would love to have that story. Everybody wants love, but everybody's afraid of love. That's what a great songwriter by the name of Bobby Womack said. If you get anything out of life, you got to put up with the toils and strifes.
Wow, Bobby Womack.
So I mean, when you think about it, it's so real. We're in a different era, and people aren't willing to make certain sacrifices these days. They're not. People want to sit at home and order everything at the convenience of their phone. That's true. I mean, so
I feel like you're attacking me right now.
Hey, you my man, $100,000. But I'm just saying, some people aren't even willing to walk to the ATM.
That's true.
I feel you.
I'm not talking about go to a teller. I'm talking about just walk to the ATM to make a deposit. They're gonna do it from their phone. So if you're not willing to do that, how can you expect someone to say no or to do something as far as a relationship is concerned?
that's true.
Well,
when you really.
How about this? From what I was saying earlier about my stepdad, if I could be half the man that he would be, I know I'd be a successful man as far as to respect and treat my wife or woman in the future.
Man, you better get a whole bunch of numbers, bro. But then your Twitter's about to blow up.
Careful though, Dan, because
Like right now, what's your
they already trying to get your Twitter.
you got to make sure that that's not taken advantage of. Because I was the same guy. I mean, I just was recently in a situation where I had to make myself not buy someone flowers because I knew that they wouldn't appreciate it.
That's
I had to fight myself.
That's the toughest thing too.
Because I knew that this particular
But if you give a gift, you still give it in the spirit that it's given in, whether your blessing is not blocked because they don't
But
give
then
it.
what happens is if it's received a certain way, then you're sending a mixed signal, and then there's
Y'all
false
crazy.
hope.
That's all.
Listen,
That's true.
what I
That's too
found
much.
is that men, I don't know, I guess the opposite thing does attract because I usually like the nice guys, but the nice guys don't like nice girls, and I tend to be the nice girl situation.
Crazy.
So that ends
exactly
up being
how you
like,
Be a little bad
The nice
girl.
girls like the
How about
dogs.
I showed you, I can show you.
Another question.
We never make it
I have
that
a question though. Another question. Do y'all believe in finding love, or do y'all believe
Absolutely.
or do you believe in being found?
Oh, I got you. You guys too.
Wow, that's deep.
As me, myself, I'm about to be found. I ain't looking for nothing.
You feel me though?
And
I mean, is it
never
gonna
have.
happen? Like, what's your perspective in
Once
that?
again, it's
I think
such
it just happens.
I think we'll find each other. That's what I said.
And that's what I said.
Some
I mean, I
middle
said-
ground.
I hope to be found.
My thing
I'm
is,
saying,
I mean, I can't be on Instagram all day looking at. She might be the one.
I love it.
She might be the one.
I'm
Relationship.
guilty. I go through and I look and I like.
And double
Okay.
tap that ass.
Okay. I will double tap if
Instagram
I like
has
it.
ruined the world.
It has.
And unfortunately, we got to
And
get
it's
out
gotta
here.
close this show.
Instagram got to close this damn show. All right. Where can fans find out more about all of the stuff you're working on social media?
Well, social media, just Chrystee Pharris. I was about to say ChrystiePharris.com, but it's just Chrystee Pharris. You can find me on there. You can find Monogamy at www.
that new strip club.
Oh, my brain. UMC.tv.
UMC.tv.
Yeah, check it out there.
Darius?
Where they
Darius
finding you?
McCrae at Darius McCrae everywhere. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Ditto.
Scars and Stripes, y'all. That's
Courtney?
what's coming for you.
All over the social media at Stewart Starlet.
Okay, that was pretty fast. Y'all can find me on all the social media as Nick N. Paddywhack, short for Nick Nack Paddywhack. You know?
Right.
If you can't find that, just go to Google and type in Nick and Dan.
All right, Nick and Dan.
Just Danru, DANRUE. You'll find me on everything.
Keep it simple. You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and on Real Channel Broken Famous every week. All right, so 6 episodes, UMC.TV, Craig Ross Jr.'s Monogamy. Check these two out.
Check it out.
Wildin' Out.
Check Wildin' Out.
June 18th premiere. You're going to see these dudes. You're going to see Dan dancing. You're going to see Nick doing his rap game.
Yeah.
Check them all out. Good quality content up in this room right now. So check everybody and support everybody. Have a great weekend.
Peace.
Black to the future, y'all.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial, Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.